Hey, what's up guys, Snooty Minotaur here, and yes, today I'm going to be talking about the Creator Showcase cosmetics with you all. For those who don't know what these are essentially cosmetics that Epic gave out to different content creators to give away to their communities within codes. These cosmetics I've talked about before on the channel, and I've actually called them some of the worst cosmetics in terms of exclusives of all time. And as of today, we have a total of 7 of them, as they actually recently brought them back for the release of Chapter 2. Well, more or less, they brought back 4 of them for players to actually get, which is really cool. And ever since the beginning of this month, players have been actually getting upset over these cosmetics, and it's actually not what you think. Like, I'm serious about that. I'm pretty shocked about that. So I'm going to be talking about them returning to the game and to try and see if it was a good idea to bring these back. So first off, I just gotta tell you this here. People have been asking me in the comments section, Snooey, how do I get these? How do I try to get them? And I'm gonna try my best to explain on how I've actually gotten a couple of them, which yes, I actually will confirm I did get 2 of them, the Zephyr and the Cocteau ones. I'm sorry if I said his name wrong. Is it Cocteau? Cocteau? I generally don't know. I am terrible with names, so I'm sorry in advance for if I get any of the content creators' names wrong within this video. But I managed to get 2 of the 4 creator cosmetic bundles that are currently available right now, and go follow their socials, the content creators who do have the cosmetics. I'll show the 4 which are available on screen in terms of the emoticons, just so that then you guys can know which ones they are. I'd recommend Twitter or Twitch, more or less, because they usually sometimes drop codes on Twitch, and also they sometimes, or most of the time, drop codes on Twitter. That's how I actually managed to get 2 of the 4 creator bundles, and probably my 2 favorite ones, to be honest with you here. And from what I can tell is that they are completely different from the way that they were originally handled. Now, back when they were originally first released, only one person could get a code at a time, which was pretty sad. But this time around, they actually got less codes, but they have more uses to them. I'm pretty sure that the numbers that are going around right now are about 500 to 750 uses for 1 code. It just depends more or less on the content creator. So there is plenty of people that can actually get this, but obviously it's not going to be a lot of people who are going to more or less be able to get them. So I'd be quick on these guys. And I'm still going to stand by my opinion here. I do like how they did bring these back, and I actually will say these are definitely done a lot better than how they previously were. But I'm still going to stand by my opinions. These are really just nothing crazy in terms of like cosmetics. I know that these cosmetics have some form of rarity to them. I know people care about that a lot in this game, and I completely understand that. But they're really nothing special, to be honest with you here, ladies and gentlemen. Just a spray, banner, and emoticon for each of the content creators. While I will say that's a huge accomplishment for getting into the game, and I congratulate them wholeheartedly for getting into the game in some way, shape, or form. They really aren't anything to really be wowed over, you know what I mean? I generally don't think anyone's realistically caring about these kinds of cosmetics here, but people are getting really mad about these cosmetics, and it's not because they returned. I'm actually pretty shocked about that. I'm actually pretty surprised that people aren't getting upset over their rare exclusive like banners, sprays, and emoticons returning to the game for more giveaways. I'm very much surprised about that. Like, that's, props to you guys, the Fortnite community, who cares more or less about rarity than anything else. I'm proud of you. You didn't actually go after these people for bringing them back, but the people who are actually getting upset over this are the ones that are actually missing out on the codes. I'm not even kidding. Whenever these codes actually do go live, they go in like not even like a minute. Like, there's literally like a minute time frame for you to essentially redeem these on your account. And from what I said earlier, that the number 500 to 750 may seem like a big number, but it really isn't, considering that there are a lot of people who are waiting to get these cosmetics on their account and are just trying to get them. Me personally, I just want the ones which I want to try and get, and I'm glad I got the 2 which I really wanted to get, Zephyr and Cocteau. I'm very glad I got those 2 cosmetic bundles at the very least, because those 2 are my personal favorite out of the 4 that are available right now. If I don't get the Pure Stack one, if I don't get the Maves one, I'm totally okay with that. I'll be fine. But I know there's people out there who are completionists. I know there's people out there who really do want to get them, and I wish you guys the best of luck of trying to get them. But does that mean you have to go into these content creators' streams and on their socials to go and harass them to force them to try and drop codes? Because Pure Stack was getting a bunch of backlash for not dropping codes. Maves is getting a bunch of backlash because she's not dropping codes. She hasn't really dropped a lot of them. And the one that got the worst out of all of it, it wasn't Zephyr. Zephyr's been totally fine. Was actually Kokto. He actually wasn't even dropping codes at all when he was actually promoting his streams with him dropping a code for his cosmetic bundle. And people at one point, I clicked on his stream to see this because I saw this on everyone's favorite site, Twitter, that people were calling him a scammer. And I went onto his stream and I got this screenshot of one of the chat logs. And that is pretty crazy that people were calling him a scammer for that. And a few days later, he accidentally showed all of his codes for his cosmetic bundle all on screen at once. And we got this lovely picture. I feel kind of bad for the guy for doing that, but there's a lot of things that went wrong with him. People were calling him the next Rapaz because if you don't know, Rapaz's cosmetics actually didn't get all the way through with everybody. Like he actually let codes expire, which was pretty crazy. So his cosmetics are actually the rarest out of all 7 of the creator showcase bundles that we have in the game. People were calling him the next Rapaz because apparently, I don't know if this was true or not, so I don't want to say this on video. And again, I don't know if this is true or not. I really hope it isn't. But apparently he was banning people who were speaking English in his chat. Can somebody confirm that for me? Because I hope to God that is not true. Because if that is true, that is not a good look. I'm just going to leave it at that. But they actually did confirm something that's actually happening. Apparently there's going to be more codes coming out for people. So it means more people can have the opportunity to get their cosmetics. I don't know if that's true or not, but if that is, that's an awesome thing. I definitely think that more people should be able to try and get these cosmetics in a nice, fair manner. But ladies and gentlemen, if you miss out on one of these codes, please do not get mad over this because it's really nothing crazy to get mad over. I understand that these are giveaways and I understand that these are free cosmetics that people are trying to get, myself included. I'm trying to get the other two, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to get upset over it if I miss out on a code or two. I'm not going to throw a fit on Twitter saying, oh, how dare they not give out more than one code per stream or drop one code at a time. I'm not going to be that type of person because if I miss out on the code, it is what it is. I'll just move on and I'll try next time. But obviously, we have people in the community who are very, very impatient and they really want codes to drop 24/7 and they want them as soon as they go in. Like there are people going into these streams not because they are watching them because they are entertaining. They're only watching them so that they can try and attempt to get a code. That is the only reason. And even at one point, there are even people who were leaking out codes early. I remember this happened with Maves a couple times, and that's honestly really sad that that happened. But at the end of the day, were these a good idea to bring back? I think it just more or less depends. For those who really wanted these cosmetics to come back, I'm very glad that you guys can try to get them, and that's the key word is try. But for me, who really generally doesn't care for these cosmetics, more or less for most of them, I'm glad for everyone else who really wants these cosmetics. Again, I'm going to be trying to get them at the very least so I can have some form of cosmetics to work with like combos, things like that. But if I don't get the other two, it is what it is. I'm glad at the very least I got my 2 favorite ones out of the 4 that are available. But I will say that these are definitely being handled a lot better than how they were originally. It's just more or less a lot of impatient people who are just begging and trying to get these codes to drop as quickly as possible. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's video. I really hope you all enjoyed. If you did happen to enjoy this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to check out my Twitter, aka my X account. Also, don't forget to use my super creator code within the Fortnite item shop. That is MINO5. That is MINO5. Thank you all so much for watching. I love every single one of you. Remember, everyone, it's always good to take chances.